Hey guys, Mike here. So stocks were still on a roll and some were on fire. I mean, this was a news event today. It's basically what drove a lot of stocks. I'm going to show you what news hit what stocks and another certain asset for sure. And then, of course, I mean, you want to talk about the consumer either being strong or, like I said, swiping those credit cards so there's smoke coming off of them, okay? And some of the data I'm going to show you, I mean, it is mind-boggling. But, you know, again, you take the data as you want to see it. And again, we'll get into how many, I've been saying, what, 6-8 months now, whatever it is, saying it's supposed to be an earnings apocalypse. Still ain't happening. Called for it back in December, called for it first quarter. Got some earnings today, right? What happened? And, excuse me, they end up raising guidance, right? I'm going to show you that. But I will start off with this. It's not a rant, but it's just amazing how stuff works, right? Morgan Stanley downgrades SoFi this morning, drops it at open and stuff. But of course, what's funny about this is they just increased their stake in SoFi by 5.47% and actually purchased just yesterday, as a matter of fact, at $9.20. So I wonder why they wanted to drop the price. Could it be because maybe they didn't get all their order filled and wanted a cheaper price? I mean, how do you think that works out? Hey, Jeffrey, we need a price downgrade on SoFi. Yeah, we need to get the rest of that order filled or whatever. It's just amazing how that works, right? It's like, I'm going to buy it, then we're going to downgrade it. It's like, okay, that's, to me, market manipulation at its best. But guess what? All legal, all legal. And, you want to talk about crazy spending? I mean, look at Amazon Prime Day. Largest sales day ever at Amazon. How much? $12.7 billion in 2 days spent there. I mean, that is absolutely insane amount of buying in a 48-hour period. And we'll get into why this is, what's causing that. But what's even crazier is this is considered consumer discretionary. It's things we really just don't need for the most part. And they're projecting consumer discretionary to increase the growth about 27%, right? And if you just take out Amazon out of that equation, it drops that growth from 27% to 6%. That's how important or how big Amazon is and how much we actually shop with them and stuff. So just keep that in mind. I thought that was we'll call that the crazy stat of the day, right? But of course, why are we able to do this? Well, for the first time in quite a few years, it seems like, our earnings actually went to the positive side. This is when inflation comes down, earnings keep actually either staying steady or going up. And for the first time, it actually crossed the zero line to go into the positive. Supposedly, that's what they're telling us at least, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Now, what else is causing this? Well, this was a mind-blowing stat. That was like a meme stock chart, but what it is it is all credit card accounts with commercial banks. And just look at it, how much it's gone up in just basically a year and a half right there. That is mind-boggling. Obviously, record numbers. I was surprised that these stats in the 80s, we had that many credit card accounts open, but you can see it fell off a cliff and basically stayed below the 14 level coming all the way up to 2019, but then it just exploded. So of course that's what we do. We spend everything on credit cards, right? What's the other reason? Obviously got this data out today. You can see initial jobless claims continues to drop, and you can see continuous jobless claims actually popped up today. It was coming down, right? And the Fed wants it to go up, though. They want people to stay unemployed in a way is what they're trying to do here, because they're trying to get people unemployed so they can slow down the demand, as you can see with Amazon right there. But that just isn't happening. And so as long as we have jobs, we're buying. And you saw that in full force with Delta and PepsiCo earnings this morning. Delta not only crushed and set record profits, I believe it was, they actually increased Q3 and Q4 guidance. PepsiCo, of course, they sell chips and everything else. And what are they benefiting from? They keep raising those prices, and we keep buying it. And that's just the way it is. And so until they get the pushback, they will continue to do so. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And it's going to be interesting because obviously with bank earnings coming up, for the S&P, what are they expecting? They're expecting a negative 7.2% decline, as you can see. And of course, we've hit 1, 2, 3. This will be the fourth quarter, if that's the case. And so, it's not like earnings are coming in great or anything for a lot of companies, but there's just certain sectors that are booming because they're making huge recoveries, right? And guys, before we continue, if you're getting anything out of this, please hit that thumbs up down there. I really appreciate it. And if you like the material here and the videos, think about subscribing. And so again, I found my bar. So the bar is not on the ground this time, believe it or not, because a lot of sectors They hadn't, you know, the projection from the analysts hadn't decreased as much as it did last time. So expectations are up higher for most of them than it was last time. They're just saying overall they're expecting negative 7% right there. So we'll see if that, you know, plays out or not. Now, again, news drove the heck out of the markets today. And what do we talk about? Rotation. What's going on with IWM? You can see right there, gapped up today. Big move again. You can see that trend line right there. That's what I'm watching closely. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 bounces right there. So this will be the 5th one, and finally see if we can get through that. Now, obviously, the RSI looks good, but it's one of those indexes. When it gets overbought, if it gets there, it's not going to stay there for long. Okay, you can see that multiple times as we scroll back here and stuff. And one of the big things for this one is, what would be the best thing is actually just to see it close that gap that it left, bounce off that all-time anchor VWAP, make that support, and then move up and break through that trend line. Signifying a real breakout there. And of course, this is where the news events kick in, because you might have saw Coinbase just absolutely launch right there around 11:30. Just massive move up, as you can see. What was that move? 15%, and it's still going as I'm recording this, by the way. What happened was 2 things I told the members here. One, you got a Bitcoin ETF that got approved over in Europe, so they beat us to it. And then also a judge ruled against another case, which I guess with XRP or whatever it is, but people think that'll make Coinbase's case even easier as well to win. So that's speculation on that one. So they're pricing that in, right? Now Google, big move up today, as you can see. Again, this right here has to get, you know, past that supply zone, which is above it. Also where the golden pocket is, the 618, 65 Fibonacci level. As you can see on the hourly though, way into overbought territory. You look at that MACD right there. And so in the short term, maybe we get a slight pullback, we'll see, but it's got to make it above this level. I mean, it hasn't been above this level in a long time. And so you got to get above that. But you do see a positive, fixing to be bullish MACD cross right there. And if that happens, could get a very nice move up and finally push through this. Now, of course, what drove it up was simple. Rises 4% as Google rolls out new barred features and international expansion. And if we just look into this, basically what it is, and now I believe it'll be available in more than 40 languages. And so that was positive. AI pump, right? That's basically what it was. Bible we talked about, we've been talking about. You know, you look at this one, loves to move through these volume gaps. Again, it moved up in this supply zone right here, moved through that volume gap, moved through that volume gap, and it just keeps gapping up, right? And so again, if it can get above this level right here, it can keep pushing up to around 98, 99 is going to be your next level to look at. And so again, 105 on my chart up there, I got marked up there as a good resistance zone to try to get through. So this one's moving up, and most Chinese stocks are today, just because, again, I told you about what the premier said, their president or whatever he's called, and so they're going to back them, and people feel like they're going to start cracking down on them and finally let them function and stuff. You can see, I mean, there's the false breakout, and then finally the real breakout with continuation. Now, Amazon's another one. I already told you about the news on it. Obviously, Amazon Prime Day was huge for it. Now it's going to push up into this supply zone right here. And so let's see if it can bust through that around that 134 to 137 area, obviously leaving gaps behind. You can see that MACD overbought on the daily, but again, that can continue on, okay? So just keep that in mind. We'll see if this momentum continues. Again, we talked about stocks getting overstretched, and yes, a lot of them are getting overstretched, right? Here's Shopify. I told you about this one yesterday. Huge move up for Shopify today, broke through 70. Tried to break through this trend line right here, and kind of just right now just playing right along. If it does bust up through that, I'd say 74 is the top of that trend line where it'll hit it. We'll see if it gets rejected. Again, 71.20 seems to be a good resistance line to look at. See if it can continue getting through this. This is just one of those high flying type of stocks. And understand, it's one of those ones that went up really fast and it dropped really fast. So if it can get up above, I think it's 73, then you can definitely see this thing moves. That volume got right up there. It can move because there's just no resistance there because it dropped so fast and rose so fast in 2020 and then dropped so fast in 2021. So just keep that in mind when it comes to this one right here. And if you look at the hourly time frame, you can see, I mean, this thing is super overbought. Again, it's just one of these stocks, like many, getting overstretched, but we've seen it here before. It's one of those high flyers like an NVDA. It can stay overbought for a long time. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. And again, you know, what kind of stocks are you seeing move here? I mean, you got your ARK stocks, ARK-K, ARK-F's even moving up, all setting new 52-week highs. The kind of stocks you see in there, the crypto stocks. any AI stocks moving, the Chinese stocks that have anything to do with web or any kind of e-commerce and stuff. And I mean, again, fintech just crushing it. I told you guys a few days ago, watch out for Square, 7% move today. And so as you can see, playing today, the high beta stuff, the beaten down stocks, you know, I mean, you had some big mega caps moving, but that's what you've seen these huge gains in. Don't forget, obviously, we got big bank earnings tomorrow and stuff, so all eyes will be on that. We'll get to hear a lot about us, all right, what they think's going on. And, you know, Q3, Q4, do they see a slowdown or not? And I'll show you some data tomorrow, which to me is amazing. It really is a year first that this has not affected the economy at all. And it's shocking because what is our economy based off of? Debt, credit, right? I mean, they go hand in hand, okay? So you take out a credit line, that's debt. And so without it, you know, the economy does not go. As George Bush, old W, said one time when things are bad, hey, get out there and spend. Spend, 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 okay? And obviously on Amazon Prime Day, put down in the comments how much money you spent, but people were spending, okay? And so still going strong right now. We'll see how it continues on and stuff when everything is back to normal, student loan payments and everything else, and everybody has to pay the rent and the mortgages and all that good stuff. And somebody did make a good comment yesterday, and they said, well, not only are they trying to get people unemployed so they can get wages under control, they're also trying to bring down housing prices. Because, I mean, if you're young, by the way, just getting out of college, like, let us know, are you buying a home? Because I couldn't imagine coming out of college right now as a new grad or even being 2 years out and trying to even afford the rent or the houses right now to start off with. That's it seems crazy to me, but anyway, just want to put that out there to you. So hope you got something out of it. Put in the comments what you think, how the banks are going to perform. We're going to be up or down or not, okay? So hit the like and subscribe button if you got anything out of it, and I'll see you tomorrow.